You've talked about your collective of partners. What do you look for in a partner? Like when you're evaluating an opportunity to collaborate with someone, what are you eyeing?
Great question. Are you asking me? So there's two kinds of partners, right? There's those that send work, and there's those that
Sure.
receive and fulfill. Which are you asking
Both.
me
Let's go
about?
through each one.
Okay, so what do I look for in a sender partner? I'm looking for somebody that really that that obviously cares about their customer base to the degree that they just want to make sure they're delivering a great, successful, hassle-free experience, as much the experience as the desired outcome of whatever the deliverable is. I'm not looking for people that are calling me in the 11th hour. I mentioned the NPE show. Day 10 of an 11-day move-in, when you're reaching out to me for the first time, asking me to build you the thing that you couldn't figure out on the floor or got broken or didn't ship in or whatever it is. That's not a great sender for us. That's I think you've heard me say this before, our Experience Builders listeners. We got out of the 911 exhibit business some years ago. It just puts all the partners that we do have that we choose to work with, puts projects at risk when we have to start pulling resources to try and put out someone else's fire. So I think somebody that has said, okay, we're not looking necessarily for the lowest cost guys. We just need to know that you are there, that we know this is a business that has challenges that come up. We want to know that you'll own it and stick with it if some of those variables go sideways. So that's a great sending partner for us. What I look for in a fulfillment partner, quite frankly, is somebody who thinks like we do. When I'm sending you a project in Chicago or San Francisco or Texas or anywhere, I just want to feel like you're as committed and serious about managing it and creating a happy ending as we are. And I can say over 3 decades in this business, we have just an amazing collective of people. We don't go pursuing projects that are not on our own backyards, but we do enough work now for the partners and agencies we work with. They like us and trust us and go, well, I know you're not here, but can you help us with this project here? So whether we build or whether we, sometimes we just refer them over to somebody, but sometimes it's we've already built it. So there's components here we're going to build, but we're going to bring in somebody from our collective that's going to extend our reach and make us look good in those other markets where we don't have our own full-time employees. So yeah, so I think I'm looking for people, trust, credibility, great at communication. I know your process and understand it, so we can work with that. And that you're also good at what we call the overlapping and the baton passing, right? So where are you, where do we stop and you start? And, do you have the skill set to look like an extension of us? Because at the end of the day, right, you and I have talked about oneness before, right? This is what the brand sees. They don't necessarily see all the moving parts and pieces in between. They just want to see that. So, so people that can appreciate that. We're happy being Invisible Ink. So if we're for the fulfillment team for someone else, they get the credit. It's there. We're an extension of them. You know how you say thank you to us? You just please pay your bill on time. That's great.
So when do you really consider them a part of your collective? You've found someone that you like. What does it look like when they're actually in your collective of partners?
So it's a great question. So if you're part of our build collective, so by the way, we used to produce graphics in-house here. And then the people that called on us, they were so good and so fast. In the end, there was just no great financial advantage of us keeping that service in-house. And by the way, they were making a much deeper investment in equipment, things like fabric and grand format sized graphic production. This is back when we were just, we had some inkjet printers and laminators, and that's how we did things. But the The market wanted a more sophisticated graphic product, and we chose to use the space we have for other parts of the of the fulfillment solution, and we let them make the investment. And do we make a little less money for that? We do, but we also don't have to carry those fixed costs during the highs and lows,
Right.
the lower swings. So that's
Yeah.
so when we look at the build partners, um, we do enough woodworking that we did bring that in house because we need to be able to. We make a lot of counters and a lot of customized components that go with the pre-engineered frame systems. Um, we, transportation. Majority of what we do is local delivery. So at some point, right, and what we chose to do was we're going to make an investment in the 26-foot straight trucks because that covers a lot of what we deliver and pick up. But we've chosen rather than a guy on the move out of a show spend all day in a marshaling yard waiting for something to be packed up and bill of ladings to be turned in. We have great local carriers or national carriers that are already at the show, and we'll have them handle the return freight for us. We're not charging our clients any different, but it just may be something that's an easier part of our process. So when we talk about so that's what we call our internal build collective. Then we have those field operation, primarily the labor companies, where we're having projects that we're shipping out that are not taking place in places that we have either a union contract or our own people. And we've got some amazing labor partners. Not to name names, but my friend, if you're listening, Bob Dubinsky up at in Boston at CorpCom events, does a great job for us. The New
Mm.
Vista guys, great for us in a lot of markets. The Eagle guys, man, they are incredible, and a lot of our biggest partners will use Eagle. And there's a bunch of smaller soloist guys. We have figured out, but part of our special sauce, why people come to us, is because we have a collective that can perform.